The 2010s, a time of discovery, a time of innovation, an era that will define the rest of human history. In 1969, we sent a man to the moon. And in 2011, we made a cat made out of a Pop-Tart famous. In 1989, the Berlin Wall was torn down. And in 2015, we argued about what color a dress was, and it made international news. In 2008, America elected their first black president. And in 2014, we tied a potato to a ceiling fan and called it comedy. Remember when this was funny? Yeah, this turned into this, somehow. We fell in love with a cat with severe depression and a dog who spells wrong and now is the king of comedy. And then there's this guy here who went from a beloved frog to a hate symbol to the icon of the Hong Kong protests? What? We used an app that challenged us to make people laugh in just 7 seconds, and that defined our generation's sense of humor, and also explains why we all have ADD. We fell in love with a shark who danced funny, and then we threw him in a tornado 6 times. We whipped, and nay-nayed, and dabbed. I'm a 70-year-old trapped in a 16-year-old's body. Some people wanted to eat cake, but they weren't allowed to eat cake, so everyone was like, let them eat cake, and then gay marriage was legalized. I think that's what happened. I think that's how it worked. We decided to be brave and look up blue waffle on Google. If you whipped out the rainbow loops and knew how to make a fishtail, you were basically God. We flipped water bottles as a party trick. Nothing was more terrifying than getting this text message or hearing this noise. The whole world caught on fire, so we stopped using straws. These years have been strange, chaotic, confusing, and terrifying. But they've shaped the people that we are today. If you're my age, you might not even acknowledge how important these events were in our lives. For example, thanks, Polly. Hi, I'm Aydan Metsch, and I'm finally back from another vacation to focus on school and friendships. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much for your support. And if you're part of the 98% of people not subscribed, if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. It really helps out a small creator. It's not like YouTube's gonna show you any of my videos anyway. It really just helps me out. All right, enough e-begging. Back to you, guy. There's this thing called the internet now. You seen this? You heard about this? They had phones back in the old days, but in the 2010s, they became an essential part of life. I mean, everyone uses the internet. Old people, babies. In the good old days, phones were connected to walls, and if you wanted to call someone, you had to like spin a little wheel to generate power, and actually phones were just 2 red Solo cups in a string. But now we carry phones with us at all times and have access to an ever-expanding library of information where we can feel free to educate ourselves and
Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone. Here it is.
But this generation is going to be remembered for cell phones. I mean, everyone has one. You're probably watching this on a cell phone, and if not, you're watching it on your computer. And if not, you're watching it on your TV. Who watches YouTube on a TV? What's wrong with you? Social media is a huge landmark of the 2010s. You probably have all the staple social media websites. Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Google+, all of those. But we can't forget about the rapid evolution of technology. Virtual reality is no longer some fiction. I mean, we have the ability to transport ourselves wherever we want, whenever we want, and do whatever. But the technology that was created this decade is not limited to like iPhones and video games. Cause I think that this generation is gonna be the last one to actually learn how to drive. Cause in the future, we're gonna have self-driving cars, you know? They'll just be like, hey honey, do you remember to pick up the kids? Oh no, I forgot. Okay, Elon Musk, pick up my children for me. Remember OK Computer? Well, yeah, now it's OK Google. What was the biggest technological innovation of the 2010s?
Google Glass.
Oh no. Now close your eyes and think about your childhood. And think about your favorite toy. Now forget about it. Burn it. Throw it away. Kill it. Here's an iTunes gift card and a fidget spinner. Bye. Have fun. It's gonna turn out great. Everything that we have ever done is saved somewhere on the dark recesses of page 2 on Google, which, while it's terrifying, it's equally as intriguing, because we're the first generation who has to deal with this. See, back in the good old days, you could just go around hitting mailboxes with baseball bats and starting mass riots in the streets, causing serious damage to people and municipal buildings, and no one would care. It's just kids being kids. That's funny. Now, when you die and your kids are looking through your things, they're not going to be searching through old cardboard boxes. They're going to be scrolling through your Snap memories and finding stuff like this. But I can yell out little references and words you haven't heard in a while, but nothing brings back the nostalgia like music. Saying, I just saw that video for the first time. I think I could do that move, but I'm not sure that the inauguration ball is the appropriate time to break that out. Maybe do it privately for Michelle. We ask questions like, what did the fox say? Is it party rock is or party rockers? Why is the album cover censored? And when the world was divided, we could all come together and bully a 16-year-old. Or when we couldn't decide what to do with our lives, we all came together and bullied a 14-year-old.
What are you doing? What are you...
But don't forget about Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Thrift Shop, Miley Cyrus, One Direction, Adele, Let It Go, Maroon 5, Royals, Rihanna, Call Me Maybe, Will Ferrell, Childish Gambino, Shut Up and Dance, Rude, Damn, Starships, Ed Sheeran, Sam Smith, Ariana Grande, Hotline Bling, Despacito, and the Harlem Shake. Okay, so the music wasn't all good. But you know what was pretty good? Did someone say movies? Hello? 2010 started off with a straight Inception, The Zuck, Frozen, The Lego Movie, John Wick, Mad Max, Jurassic Worlds, Get Out, Blade Runner, Batman, Birdman, Aquaman, James No Longer a Man, Bond, and my favorite movie of all time, Cars 2. Motion picture of the decade, baby! Okay, now that we've gotten those little art house movies out of the way, alright, let's talk about the big boys. Whether or not you like superhero movies, it's undeniable that they found their place in theaters over this past decade. They dominate the box office. They dominate the toy aisles. They dominate the bedrooms of virgins living with their parents. Oh. And did someone say... Because I did. Just there. I just said it right now. Star Wars The Force Awakens was released, and I remember that date, because I saw that movie, and I cried like a bitch, because that movie was dope. But a few movies later, we're all just like, I hate Star Wars. Star Wars sucks. It's terrible. How much are Thursday premiere tickets? Okay, but who actually goes to the theaters these days when you can just whip out your rectangle and watch The Office for the 50th time? The fall of theater attendance and movie rentals are directly related to the rise of streaming. Yeah, I can rent Jack and Jill starring Adam Sandler from Blockbuster, or I can just watch it on Disney+. Why pay money to see a movie in IMAX 3D when you can just watch Gravity on your iPhone 4S with one earbud in? And did someone say TV shows? Because you know they got them too. We got Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, BoJack, The Good Place, Orange is the New Orange, The Walking Dead, House of Creeps, Modern Family, Rick and Morty, SpongeBob, South Park, Adventure Time, Regular Show, Phineas featuring Ferb. Every movie, every TV show, every single thing that you want to watch, you can watch from the comfort of your own home in a void that is constantly expanding and expanding and expanding and expanding. Are you still watching? I don't know. Is there more for me to watch? Oh my God. What was that? Oh, I'll pick it up. Oh, what's that? A newspaper from the newspaper boy? All right, let's open it up and see the top story. Print media's dead. When you can access news as fast as possible, waiting for the morning newspaper is about as helpful as referencing a QR question asked in 2007. Not only can you get news within seconds of it happening, you can watch it happen, react to it privately, react to it publicly, and someone else will read it. And whether or not what you said is correct, someone's gonna believe it. With the great power to spread information around the world in seconds comes great responsibility. Misinformation has spread like wildfire over the past years. It's hard to be informed when there's this much information and you have these many conflicting stories and you have this much time before your town hall is done being built.
Ever float your boat, man? Let's go.
Gaming. The 2010s have given way to some of the best games ever. Zeldas, Mario, Dark Souls, Red Dead Exemption, God of War, Destiny, Portal 2, Pokemon here, Pokemon there. I remember playing GTA 5 and cranking up that Liberty Rock radio and just jamming out to and then stealing a guy's car and then flying away with moon gravity, listening to also esports. That's a thing now. League of Legends, Overwatch. The scariest game that you have never played but that will still induce a fight or flight response. We fell in love with a game made for children, but then broke up with it because we thought it was too childish for us. And then we realized that the love we were looking for was right in front of us the whole time. And mobile games. Yeah, Angry Birds, Cut the Ropes, Fruit Ninjas, Temple Run. Now, our generation is going to be remembered for a lot of not so fun things. An increase in political polarization, gun violence, the effects of social media on the teenage brain, most of which we're not going to know for a long time, and we don't really know if they're bad or good. It might just be old people complaining, but it also might be bad. I don't really know. But it's up to you how you want this decade to be represented. Think of you 30 years from now, when your car is driving you and your family to an event that your phone planned for you, when any idea that you've ever had has been thought of by a computer first, and your kids won't have to go outside. They can just go to virtual outside, and they can't even tell the difference. When that all comes to fruition, these times will seem like the simpler times. The 2020s are here, so be the person that defines them.
Come along with me, and the butterflies and bees. We can wander through the forest and do so as
Aydan out.